Wow, it's a little too loud.
Just a teensy bit.
That's too harsh.
Everything's on silent. I just realized I'm like just the biggest Apple whore now.
Now you got the wearable, man. The most
Yeah, like the
luxury of all
MacBook
those
Pro,
products.
iPhone 6, Apple Watch, iPod Shuffle.
Oh, that's right. You have a shuffle. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I run with it.
Did you retweet as Tech Laundry yet?
Not yet. Go
Okay,
go ahead and do
I'll
that.
do that.
Okay, I'm gonna start recording now.
Okay, my recording has begun. Ready to go.
Me too.
Episode 36, man.
It's too many episodes.
It's getting close to.
I still don't have no idea. I have no idea why people are listening.
I'm not complaining.
I am.
Just
I'm tired of your face, Jeff. I'm tired of your
the,
face.
On the analytics, I was like, what is this spike? Crazy spike. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, in 3, 2. Welcome everybody to episode 30. Wow, I did that all backwards. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Tertius.
Episode 36. Wow. 36 episodes, guys. That's divisible by 9. It's
So we've been doing this for 9 months.
Yeah.
I guess we might be more because remember we took a hiatus during holiday.
Yeah, so if you count that, it's a little over 9 months. And then when it comes up to the year mark at 42, it's going to be I think that was in April or March, one of those times.
It's gonna be weird.
It's pretty crazy. We were just talking about this week about how we become such Apple people, and because now my job provided me so graciously with an Apple MacBook Air. It's it's so thin and nice. Like compared to like what I was using before, it's like night and day.
It's funny how I worked so hard for my MacBook Pro, and someone just hands you your MacBook Air.
Yeah, they didn't even hand it to me. They're just like it's laying on that
table. They just threw it at you.
They just had like a stack of them, and we're just like brushing them off into everybody, and everyone was dancing around.
That's just how the culture works. So yeah, job's good. Other than
job is great. Let me tell you, BuzzFeed's definitely got some very passionate and smart people behind it. So,
you're totally just like sucking up now.
I swear to God, I'm not a shill. It's just if you read the life section, and you're people like, is this really journalism? But if you go to the news section of BuzzFeed, there really is real news to be read.
Yeah,
and there are people in the background that are very very dedicated and very studious. So, props to that. BuzzFeed's great. Oh man.
You're like, I love it. I have my own little yellow bubble name thing.
Yeah, I do. I have it. It's next to my computer. It says Jeff, and it's a little circle. It looks so fancy.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Well, I don't know if you're following Twitter because I was very kind of jealous of you and your new life. That I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself, and so I did. And I don't know if you were following on Twitter, but I totally bought an Apple Watch. I'm that guy. It's like I picked the most pretentious one too, because I got the white band.
So it's like completely like you can't ignore it.
Yeah, you're obviously wearing an Apple product on your wrist right now, and you are the worst. But I've been like shopping around for like a leather strap, like debating on what I'm like reading reviews and all that for like finding one that's more subtle.
I really like the one that they had there that they're like magnetic segments.
Yeah.
I had a really good experience with
that. The magnetic loop one, the leather loop.
Yeah, the leather loop one that was just very nice and seamless. I thought that was.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at too, like a black version of that or a dark blue or something like that.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
I wish they weren't so damn expensive, but
they are quite expensive. Like the first party Apple ones, you can't get a good leather one for like less than $150. It's.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, if you go third party, you're like, how much better? I haven't read any reviews on.
Exactly, it's like some of them you can get for like $30, but they're like, oh, they wear out after like a month.
Yeah.
So
it's like, how much
Yeah. I
Um,
mean,
this seems really crazy because for a long time, I remember when we watched, we watched together? I'm pretty sure
oh
the
yeah,
Apple Watch announcement. Yeah, where I was
yeah,
like, we're gonna go, we're gonna go wake up
yeah,
early, drink, and we're gonna watch the keynote together.
yeah.
And we watched it happen, and we were kind of like, huh. Like I was excited, but I was kind of like, should I
Mm,
really be excited about it? And we were kind of humming and hawing about it the whole time, even after its
mm,
release,
yeah.
of whether or not we actually liked the Apple Watch. And I've gone to the store, and I will say that once you get your hands on it, and like the person kind of like puts it on your hand, and you like do all the things about like you kind of grow attached to it. You're like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
uh, it feels so premium, and
Hmm.
it made me almost want to buy one actually, to be totally honest. But I remember you were very adamant. You're just like version 2, I'll wait.
Version 2,
And
yeah,
then
okay.
out of nowhere, boom.
Yeah, I was just like, me, I'm not gonna buy anything retail. So Best Buy had a sale, $100 off all Apple Watches. So that knocked the
Ooh,
price down to $250. And then
that's
I remembered they do open box sales too. So that knocked off another $50. So my Apple Watch cost me $200, which is the
what?
price point I told you that I wanted. Remember?
Oh my god, you got it for $200. Wait, what size is it?
Yes.
Is it the small or the
It's
large
a
one?
small one. But the thing is, I like small
The small
watches.
one's better, I feel like
Yeah,
yeah, I do.
it's less kind of like,
Yeah,
no.
I mean the screen, if even if it's a little bigger, like it's still a watch size. You're not gonna like read
Yeah.
a novel on it.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so good. $200.
Exactly.
Price point. I'd buy one for that. I mean, I got my Charge HR on right now, but yeah, that's not
Well, I mean,
bad.
if you remember my kind of journey, I took all the weird steps into like getting an Apple Watch. Like first, it was the Xiaomi Mi Band, which was my $15 fitness tracker, which I lost in New York.
Yeah, I remember that.
'Cause- and then I bought the Garmin Vivo Fit when it was on sale, like refurbished for like $40. And that was pretty good for like for my running. But then, for me, I was tired of having a second-rate product, and I kind of like, I was like, it's about time I get myself something really nice. And well, you can't get any nicer than I guess you can. I can get the full-on gold, whatever carat one it
Yeah,
is, but
the $10,000 version or
I'm I'm
whatever.
I'm I'm not that into treating myself, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think that's a pretty big treat for yourself, even just to buy one.
I think
So,
so. I mean, like,
congrats on
remember how like my metric is like, okay, can this make me money? I'm like, no, this is not gonna make me money. This is not. But I've been like kind of tweeting about my first day with it, and I'll have my full kind of review and kind of impressions on it on our website, techlaundrypodcast.com, like soon in the next couple of days or so. So be sure to check that out when it comes out.
techlaundrypodcast.com. Check it out.
Woohoo! Woo!
Speaking of Apple,
Yeah.
times Apple's come under fire for
Hmm.
Air 53.
You know what I first thought about when I first heard Era 53, it just reminded me of like Emperor Palpatine and Star Wars going execute Order 60 something.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
And I was just
Um,
like, huh.
well, it's not quite as evil.
Well, okay, you know how many times people have compared like, the Empire in Star Wars to Apple?
I've heard that before.
Yeah, right? It's like
I,
it's a thing.
it's funny because I don't know enough about the lore of Star Wars to think like maybe the Empire is the right way to rule the universe, and then the Rebels are
Oh.
actually like that bad, like everyone thinks of the reverse. Everybody thinks like, well, what does the Empire actually want? I mean, like maybe they have the right idea
I
of
mean,
how to
have
do
you
things.
seen this thing? It looks like a stormtrooper would wear it.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's. I mean, you're supporting the Empire technically if we're following that same analogy. So
Yeah.
maybe you should really think about that. Air 53 is the error you get when you break the Touch ID sensor on your
Hmm.
phone, and if you do that, you're kind of SOL,
Yeah.
unless you've previously had, I think, the accessibility option to like kind
Well,
of.
here's the main problem with it is that like people who get it repaired in like like kind of Apple certified repair shops and all that, they'll fix it, but then they'll have this error because well, it wasn't fixed by Apple. That's the main problem with Error 53 is that like people, like there's a certain amount of kind of excusable like douchiness with that thing because it is your kind of personal information. It's your password. So there has to be a lot of protection around your password. I mean, Apple has made it clear every single like time you see like Tim Cook speak, it's all about privacy and not having to like bend to the will of law or government. But this is like a kind of a weird example of that, kind of like the dark side example of Apple's commitment to your privacy and your thing, and then it gets in the way of like their products. So
yes. So what happens and why this error happens is because so you break your Touch ID. What happens is that when your phone is manufactured for the first time, there's a unique bonding that happens between the hardware and your Touch ID. And it's like a one-time thing. If there's anything else, if it gets repaired by something else, it sees it as a different part number and it won't accept it. So that's why you can't get it replaced by a third-party retailer. Because it doesn't see it as the same exact part number, and that's a problem. And it makes sense if you're thinking about that. Like, well, yeah, of course, I wouldn't let's say, for example, my phone got stolen. They don't want to replace it. I don't want them to have the ability to circumvent that. But on the other hand, is that you kind of have to pay the Apple price to get something like that repaired. And so we're everybody's kind of up in arms about super, people are pretty vehemently upset about having to spend so much money for something that shouldn't happen. I don't know. Hasn't happened to me. I don't know anybody else who's experienced this problem, but this has come up fairly recently where people have been kind of a little bit sour about it.
See, I feel like this is one of those, it's a lesser of two evils things, because your privacy should be at the top of your list of importance. So I feel like it's one of those, it's just the heavier, shittier end of having a really protective ecosystem,
Yeah. I think that's fine. I think it's fine. Because Apple, for all the things that Apple gets a lot of hell for, privacy is one thing that even very very well-known security experts will say that Apple phones are actually quite secure in terms of how they handle encryption internally, how they do iMessages encryption, stuff like that. It's fine. It works very well. But I don't know. Are you upset about this? How do you feel about it?
That's the thing for me. I'm kind of with Apple on this one. It's because I rather pay the Apple price into like what you say, the Apple price, kind of a more premium for Apple Care or whatever, than I don't know, than having my okay, here's how I think about it. I'd rather go and pay the ATM that I know is a Chase ATM versus the shady ATM that I don't know what they're going to do with my information.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'd rather do that. And that's fine. It's not convenient. It's really not convenient, and it's kind of terrible that I have to think this way. But my personal information is more important to me than $100 repair.
Apparently, Apple is facing a class action lawsuit over Air 53, and
it's from their kind of certified repair shops and all that, because you can't be classified as a certified repair shop, but then if you try to repair something, it doesn't work.
Yeah, and I mean, I could see any other part of the phone being replaced, oh, your screen broke, or your home button, or not your home button, your sleep wake button, things small things like that. I can understand. When it comes to Touch ID, that's a different thing entirely, because eventually, if not already now, which including myself, I have a lot of financial data that's tied up into that, health data. There's a lot of stuff that's very sensitive that's tied into my fingerprint. And sure, fingerprints aren't the most secure thing to use, but it's better than what we had before. So it should be considered.
I mean, equate the idea of your fingerprint to your signature or your ATM pin, and that kind of makes it kind of obvious, okay, yeah, this deserves kind of this really stonewall effort on Apple's end. Because the thing is, if the kind of the shoe are on the other foot, and then people were able to kind of steal your fingerprint or something, people would be like, what about my personal data? What about my privacy?
Yeah, exactly. And that would be way worse PR for Apple.
Absolutely.
The other way, they'd just be like, how can you be so nonchalant about this? This is so easy to circumvent or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's the lesser of two evils. Yes, it's shitty, but it's a necessary shittiness.
Yeah, and like they could even, I mean, they could even. That's the thing. It also turns into like positive PR in some way. That's like Apple is so dedicated to your privacy that like if this breaks, like no one can get into it, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's funny. In side news, if you ever set your phone to like January 1st, 1970,
it will kill your phone.
You'll brick your phone temporarily. You have to go to an Apple store to have them unplug the battery and then plug it back in for it to work. So whatever you do, don't do it. Any phone from like, I think that uses an A7 processor and up will essentially semi-brick your phone.
Isn't that funny how that works? It's just like just the most kind of minuscule, like useless thing. It's like, oh, some idiot was just like, oh, what if I like set my like time to 1970?
Yeah,
it's funny. His phone.
Yeah, the other day I was actually doing that because if you roll back time on your phone, you can change, because like, okay, Snapchat has filters that you can kind of like slowly cycle through time. So if you go back a few days, you can use filters that you couldn't get currently. So I was like actually doing that, and I was like, the thought crossed my mind where I was like, what if I just send it back to like the minimum like day? Like, what happens if I put it in 1970? And I didn't do it, but I thought, I was like, it'd be funny.
Well, isn't that kind of like a weird relief after you heard about this story, though?
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, I would have been that totally unfortunate guy. One of like the few people who would ever do that, have that happen. God, what a crazy thing. I don't know if this is patched by software. I've heard that it can be.
I'm sure they'll just do a quick update on it. It's not that huge of a deal. It's just like, it's just funny. It's just a weird, funny, weird thing.
It's definitely gonna be that one person. It's like, dude, can I see your phone for a second? I'm like, oh, no.
No. Man, who would be that guy? And I would punch that guy right in the teeth.
Yeah,
like right in the teeth.
Actually,
like, yeah, you know what would be really messed up? Their teeth would be really messed up.
YouTube. And YouTube,
dude, we are just going through these topics so quickly today.
We're just gonna burn through them. To be totally honest, today we're like very busy people. Weekends a time where we're kind of like a little cramped for time. You know, we work during the week now, so it's kind of like finding schedules a little bit more tough. So we're doing recording on Saturday from now on.
This is like the latest we've ever done this. This is the like absolutely the last time we could, other than midnight tonight.
Yeah, we've done episodes like really late at night, but that's when we both lived in Chico, and like, but now it's like, I'm like, well, man, this is weird. 5 o'clock on a Saturday. Like, what am I usually doing right now? I don't even know. I'm probably out playing Magic the Gathering.
You should just stop doing that. I'm helping you.
Magic's too fun. So YouTube Red launched last year, and I was very excited about it.
Yeah, we're both subscribers, right?
We are. In fact, I subscribed for my entire family. We're on the whole Google Music family plan. So that was my my Christmas gift to the whole family. I was like, congrats, you guys all have Google Music and YouTube Red because they're bundled together, which is an amazing
value. Which is, it really is an amazing value. But the thing is, like, I got it too, but I got it on the sale. There was like 3 free months of YouTube Red and Google Music, and I was like, I think it was for $1 or something, and I was like,
it was something cheap.
Yeah, I'll do this. And so I have YouTube Red set up on my laptop, so no more ads and all that. It was really great. But then when I'm on my work computer and it's logged into my work email, I see ads sometimes when I'm trying to listen to music, and I'm all like, no, not again. Because YouTube is really good because it can surpass like ad blockers and stuff. They're like a way around it.
Yeah, ad blockers have been slowly releasing their grip on blocking all the ads, so they're letting some ads through depending on who pays, I guess. I don't know, it's kind
that whitelist power.
It's kind of a weird thing. I mean, to be honest, if a big company offered me enough money, was like, hey, $1 million you let through the whitelist, I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna take that, of course. So besides, YouTube Red's great. I've been paying it ever since it came out.
So how much is it? Is it $10 or is it $10 or $15?
I just think how much I pay. I think I pay $15 a month for a whole family of 5, including myself. Or is that right? 5 altogether plus? No, it's like 6 people total, including myself plus 5 other people cost $15, I believe.
Wow, that's like pennies on the dollar.
Very
like maybe
cheap.
$2.
Extremely affordable. YouTube Red usually costs about $10 if you're buying it for yourself.
Mhm.
So, and if you're buying an in-app on an iOS app, you'll pay $13 because they tax on $3 to cover the in-app purchase. So do not buy it through the app; you'll pay more. Pro tip.
Good to good tip. Good tip.
Good to know. So I found that YouTube. So what YouTube Red offers that you get ad-free. There's no ads on YouTube. You get Google Music. You get the ability to download and play offline YouTube content if you so choose, and you get to play in the background. You get to like it's a weird. I don't know why they canceled that. That was like a perk of like, oh, you can play YouTube in the background without having to like stop the video.
Yeah, it's like a feature you can turn on or off now. It's like because sometimes like I'm watching a video, I'm like, oh, I'm done with this video, and I like put my phone to sleep, but I'll still hear it. I was like, oh yeah, I have to pause it now.
Yeah. I kind of go both ways because I was like, yeah, I get to play it if it's just music or something. It's fine, but otherwise, it's kind of can be kind of
because that YouTube has that weird thing. It has like all these like all the music you could ever want, but it's also you also use it to watch like videos and stuff. So it's like it's not just a music thing like Apple Music or Spotify. It also has video, so it's just like it walks that weird line. And they're doing something really interesting right now. Is what they're doing is they're releasing new original content, right?
They are, and they have released 4 original shows as of a few days ago, I think.
I mean, this is not the first time like a streaming service is releasing like exclusive shows to like kind of attract viewers. You have Netflix with like Daredevil, Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, all that stuff for for Netflix has worked out really well for them. They also did Beasts of No Nation, which is their first movie, doing a lot of shows to make sure people. It kind of feels like Netflix is becoming this like it used to be an alternative to networks, but it's now a network in itself. You know what I mean?
Yes. And Amazon also has been doing Man in the High Castle, which is one of my favorite series. Love to watch it. Wait, keep going.
Yeah, no, like Amazon also has like all this content. So YouTube is kind of slow to the game at this. And I mean, you use YouTube, right? How much of the original content have you seen?
I've only skimmed them because none of them looked interesting to me at all. And from what I've been judging is that haven't been very compelling for other people to watch either. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of PewDiePie, who is a huge YouTuber.
PewDiePie?
You call it PewDiePie, and I was like, who the hell is
I have no idea who. Like, I think it's like this is my age catching up to me. I'm like, I don't know what you do or who you are.
He's
like a gamer, right?
Yeah, he's a Let's Player that kind of got his big fame off playing scary games and kind of yelling and reacting to the game. And that like kind of he garnered a big audience from that, from like, a young audience, like 18 and below probably. They just love watching his content, like they just consume it like crazy. And so he happens to be, I think, probably the highest paid YouTube star, I think. I might be pulling that out of my ass, but he is at least in the top 10. He's extremely popular. And so he released something called Scare PewDiePie, which is supposed to be his original content. And I don't know. I didn't it's hard to put into words how much I skipped through like a lot of like I mean, okay, so I didn't give the original content a fair shot because I'm a person that's very like, I'm just like, do I want to? My time's very valuable, and like, do I want to invest my time into like looking?
Well, how egotistical of you! My time is so valuable.
Time is so valuable, and I mean, these things aren't short. Like some of them are like an hour or more, and I'm like, oh god.
I actually tried watching a Laser Team the other day.
How did you like it?
I stopped watching it after 10 minutes because I was like, none of this is funny. I don't.
Yeah, and Laser Team, if you don't know, is done by Rooster Teeth, which is has done Red versus Blue, which is a famous machinima based in Halo. Yeah, I wasn't digging the look. I wasn't digging the writing. I just like, I mean, it's only the first. This is just the beginning, and I
like right now it's like one of those things that Netflix is their first true show was House of Cards, and I was like, boom, we're in the scene in a really big way. Yeah. I think was Amazon's like Transparency or something.
I don't recall.
Well, yeah, they came out of the park like just like having like shows that compete with, like in quality with like stuff like Showtime and HBO, and YouTube Red is so far not in that same league. which is kind of like a bummer. Because when you think about like, like what really attracts you to a thing, I mean, I remember when Game of Thrones comes on, I'm gonna renew my HBO Now subscription. But when it comes off, I'm like, I'm off. I'm off again. I'm okay with paying $15 a month to keep watching Game of Thrones for like 3 or 4 months. That's fine. I'll pay for that content. But yeah, I mean, like true unique content really does make a network fly.
For sure. And YouTube does have good content. It just original content hasn't been done before, and now it finally has, and it's
swing and a miss.
Don't
swing and a miss.
think it's quite as big as we are hoping.
It's not. Yeah, it's just I wanted it to be sexier, and it really wasn't sexy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different. I mean, granted, like YouTube's a different crowd. It's like people are looking.
Okay, no, okay, hold on. I need to stop you there. What?
Oh.
It's a YouTube crowd. Everyone uses YouTube. No one doesn't use YouTube.
True, but like the people who are really into like the culture of YouTube, like you didn't know who like you didn't know who PewDiePie was, right? Even though he was like a bigger star, and that's fine. It's just that he's like the people who are like use YouTube the most or into that culture are definitely going to gravitate towards something that he would make. So if like he appears in like a show, they're probably going to click on that because like I like his content. I want to go for it. So they're kind of doing a different thing where they're making like someone who's very popular on YouTube, like, oh, we'll make you an original series that'll only be hosted on YouTube and actually start to pay you for it.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to attract more like people like filmmakers, because filmmakers don't like YouTube at all. They use Vimeo for all of their displaying of like, shorts and stuff like that, because their compression's better, because like there's more constructive feedback and like rating systems and stuff. And there's a lot of reasons, but yeah.
I mean, like YouTube creating content, I mean, that's the whole point of YouTube. It's like user-generated content. But a lot of their YouTube stars end up like kind of like moving off YouTube and going somewhere else. So what YouTube is trying to do is kind of hold them in. Like stuff like Smosh was a big thing in the beginning of YouTube kind of thing. So, but then they ended up like making a movie with Nickelodeon. And same thing with Fred, I think. That's a thing, right, Fred?
That the guy.
The high pitched thing.
Yeah.
And then like Grumpy Cat. Isn't Grumpy Cat like
a little bit?
Is Grumpy Cat is a meme, or is it more of a meme, or
it's kind of more of a meme, I guess.
Okay.
But he's also a real life cat. I don't know.
He's also a real life cat.
He's also a cat, and like he's
not just a meme, Tersis. He's also a cat with grumpy ass feelings.
That poor cat. He was just born that way, and they're like, look how upset he is, and he's like, this is just killing me now.
That cat has resting bitch face, except it's a cat. What's a female cat called?
I don't know.
Resting kitty face.
Resting kitty face. Resting kitty. So hopefully more. I mean, there's definitely more content to come from YouTube. I mean, YouTube Red is already a great value.
It really is.
So the fact that I'm not really paying to access that content specifically, but when content I want comes out, I don't have to worry about it because we already got it.
I mean, okay, here's my thing I think I'm a month away from having to start paying for YouTube Red. And it's just like, if I don't see better content, I'm just not gonna like pay, because I already have Apple Music. That's great. I have my brother's Netflix password. Like I already have like a lot of media, and I could probably deal with some ads, but it really will. Paying for subscription to YouTube Red really does depend on it. It's like original content. That's basically for me the kind of main drive home.
What about sorry, you pay for Apple Music, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you would not be interested in the Google Music aspect of.
Yeah, I don't need a second like music app on my phone. And I have the same thing as you. Like I share the kind of family subscription for the app, so it's really cheap, but
quite cheap.
Yeah. And I mean, the music management in YouTube isn't great, but it is okay on Google Music. But still, it's very orange, and I'm not a fan of orange.
I'm
sorry, just like
I was really curious about PewDiePie's income. PewDie. Guess how much money he makes? in 2015?
I want to say 20 million.
It's actually less than that. It's 12 million.
Okay.
God, that's so insane.
That's a lot. It's a lot of money, especially when I have no idea who you are.
The guy's like 26 years old.
Good for
he's
him.
Like my age. I'm like, man, that's so crazy to me.
Hey man, like if you have a product that people like, you know,
yeah,
keep on going, right?
It's funny because he's having actually trouble trying to branch out into things he wants to do more, because like he's been doing the same thing for a long time where like, you know, he's been playing video games. And so when you get known to like do one thing, people want more of that forever or whatever. And he doesn't want to do it, or he does not that he doesn't want to do, he wants to do less of it and more of like his own thing. But whenever he tries to like do his own thing, people like hate his like fan base is like, what are you doing? This sucks. Like, and like he's like, what? Like, you know, he's having trouble where he's like torn. He's like, do I follow the fans or do I do what I want to do and just screw it?
Yeah.
And I'm
like, it's growing pains, man. That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's
like I'm pretty sure our podcast would be just more successful if we were just two naked girls.
They have that. It's called The Naked News.
See?
Except not technical, I think. I'm not
sure. People know about them, not us.
If there were if there was a Naked News for tech, now then we would be screwed. But I don't think
you just gave the internet a good idea.
No, no one's gonna do that.
It's like we're only wearing wearables. Wink, wink.
Only wearables.
Only wearables.
That can be anything.
Yeah, like a wearable belt. Or like a really smart pants.
I hope that's the name of the product that they released. Really smart pants.
Smarty pants.
Smarty pants. Oh, okay, that's good. There you
go. That's good, right? That's good.
I think funny at first, but now that's actually really good. Smarty. Oh my god, did you just buy the new Smarty pants? I sure did.
I sure did. Oh,
how much?
Oh, did you get the Smarty pants? No, you idiot.
It's gonna tell you like dumb stats, like, oh, like you need to swag walk more, and so you have to like walk with like your gait. You gotta like walk with your feet out more, like whoa, 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 like you're pimping down the sidewalk. And people are like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm working
I'm working out my I'm doing like, you know, the street walking equivalent of squats."
I'm like, oh, maybe, yeah, it'll catch on, and then eventually it'll become ironically cool. Yeah, original content from YouTube, guys. Very interesting. Excited and disappointed at the same
time. Needs work.
Maybe I'll give it more of a shot. I'll really like start to go through them and like try to watch at least like 20 minutes and see how it goes. I'll report back on that. Can't say that I'm gonna be very enthused by it, but YouTube is
you're gonna feign interest as much as possible.
YouTube is trying to hold on to more people. They're also, I think they just acquired, in fact, I'm reading this right now, they just acquired a Bandpage for $8 million to attract musicians with money-making tools. So, yeah, so I think that's about it for the show. Kind of a shorter show for us. Although I guess like shorter show for is like 20 minutes shorter than like the normal hour-long episodes we do.
We do talk a lot and very quickly. It's strange. We talk very quickly, but it's a long time. It's just like we cover too many things and we have too many thoughts.
It's like when you eat something that's like super hard carb heavy and you need to digest afterward. It's got so much energy and information packed into it about our opinions and things. You can find more of us at techlaundrypodcast.com. We're going to put up original content of our own because, you know, YouTube's not paying us. And
no one's paying us.
If you want to find us on Twitter, I'm at Jeffrey A. Marin.
And I'm at Tertius Buffette. Make sure to follow our hashtag #TechLaundry, or you can follow us on Twitter at @tech_laundry.
We're available for donations at patreon.com/techlaundry. So give what makes sense. Visit the page, just kind of look around, click an ad, smile at yourself. You know, because that's what you do when you go to a Patreon page. You're like,
hey, you did it.
All right, you did it. Clicked it. We are supported and hosted by Acast or Acast. That's Acast, the letter A, cast.com/techlaundry. All of our podcasts are embedded inside of our site with ads. So by listening to those ads supports the show. as well
So whitelist
as
us, foos.
if
Whitelist
you
us.
download the app and follow us on the app, that also helps us out in getting a more solid idea of people who listen to the show. Considering that we've had a recent influx of a lot of traffic from overseas or something, like I don't know.
What if
been
you're
us a
just like
few
really
times.
big in Korea, Jeff? Maybe you're just becoming like a pop idol over there, and they're
Yeah,
like remixing your voice.
There's been I would have been flattered by that. They did so there's a thing that's like sometimes overseas traffic gets routed through a town called Ashburn, and it's usually like European because that's where the connection out to the other side of the world goes. So it kind of doesn't give a very good idea of geolocation of where the traffic's come from. It just tells you that traffic has come in from there, somewhere over there. So go figure. If you're listening to my voice, feel free to interact with us on Twitter because we do see all posts. That is all for this week. Sorry the shows came a little late, but you know, sometimes just life happens and we got to figure out a better schedule.
Yeah.
And until next time, guys,
keep it clean.
Keep it clean and don't wear jeans.
Get Smarty Pants. Buy Smarty Pants. Has 12 zippers.
What will be the name of the company that makes Smarty Pants?
No.
No? Can't think of them? I don't even know. I don't know who to make it.
Under Armour, maybe.
Under Armour Smarty Pants. I feel like that's like a conflict of like their hardcore image of like Under Armour Smarty Pants.
I'm gonna turn everything off now before.
Right, let's do it. Save.